And hey guys, I'm Ryan Collins, Real Nair, and we're here for Marvel Heroes 2015. How you guys doing today? Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for showing up as usual. Today we're going to show off Mr. Fantastic. The reason we're late is because our team was preparing some sweet spoilers of new costumes, new Guardians of the Galaxy team-up images, and some other cool stuff. So we're doing some giveaways today. We're going to be showing off Mr. Fantastic. We're going to be talking about team-ups and all the Guardians of the Galaxy cool stuff coming up. I'll probably be answering questions about the Rocket rework, Star-Lord, and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And my beard is back. I'm very happy to have that back. So let's talk. Whoa, I look really clear. This is unnerving. So let's talk about Mr. Fantastic. So Mr. Fantastic came out today, and I'm super excited. He is so ridiculous. Everything that he does is absurd, and I hope you guys are digging him. I'm having a ton of fun on mine. This is my work account, as you guys know. So he's level 1. We're going to start at level 1, show off some powers. Then I'm going to use some secret dev cheats later to show off his high level stuff, because that is fun to do. And this is my favorite thing ever, is moving around the world. It is ridiculous. And also his fidgets. So as you guys may know, we're also doing an armor drives event this weekend. We brought back the armor drive. So if you guys head to any hub, currently I'm in Avengers Tower, and you can come over here to Jocasta. Bosses from Terminals and all versions of Terminals, Midtown, and then X Defense and Holosim and Chess are dropping armor drives. For the X Defense and Holosim, it depends how far you get, and it's set up very similar to the Defender medals, as they currently are set up with a similar scaling. So the higher you get, the more you get for risk reward, plus you get sweet loot. So you're going to be able to collect those and turn them into Jocasta. We added the armor bounty box for that, which is a little loot explosion item. It'll get you a unique and such, and that'll be exciting for you guys. So, and we wanted to do this one without the rotation, just to kind of give you guys a chance to do whatever you want. I just wanted to watch his fidgets, because they are glorious. Him playing jump rope with himself. How amazing is that? Somebody said they feel like they don't know me anymore because I have shorter hair and shorter beard. My beard is coming in decent. We're hanging out with Wolverine here. So yeah, Mr. Fantastic. Let's show off his some of his emotes. His pose. You could do a little stretching. Oh, that is the best thing ever. I actually haven't even seen that one yet. And then let's do a show off.
Science always triumphs.
Does he do a funny wave?
Please.
Just pretty normal, He's a little more considerate. So if you guys don't know, obviously, Mr. Fantastic is the leader of the Fantastic Four with the amazing ability to stretch and do ridiculous things, like punching really fast with his stretchy arms. He has gadgets. He has a power called Outwit, which resets all of his cooldowns. He's got some pretty cool... I love that fidget. He's got some pretty cool stuff. His ultimate, we will show you later. It's called the Fantastic Four. I have a feeling you guys can probably figure out what it does. And he also has a giant laser gun, which is the best thing ever. A giant laser gun. Let's go play the first level of the game while I chat with you guys and catch up. I just got out of there's two reasons we're late. One is that we were waiting for some art for some spoilers that I'm going to show you later, and two is because I got here slightly later than usual, because I was in a rogue meeting in which we were discussing all the crazy things we're going to do with her stealing and how that's going to work, and we were discussing the different implementation ways and finalizing the design with engineers and stuff to get it happening. King Bacon is super duper excited. Michael May's designing her, and King Bacon is really excited to work on programming her and all of her craziness with the stealing, and we're setting up all the things that she can do with that, and I can't give too many details because it's still iterative, and also, it's a little early to spoil her. There's still Star-Lord coming, and possibly much more. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to tease you guys because people get so worked up on surprise heroes that I find it humorous. So yeah, rogue meeting. That was really awesome. I'm really excited for that. We also had a story meeting right before that, which I'm really excited for you guys to hear about, but that has to come much later because we have some pretty cool plans for this year that you guys haven't even heard about yet, or maybe you have, to some extent. Is Rogue after Star-Lord? The answer is yes, because Star-Lord is very soon. And we were hoping to get her out next. And for some reason, I always try to punch these bad guys every time I see them. Even though they're handcuffed, I just want to, show them a little bit of justice. So one of my favorite powers that he has is just, visually speaking, is just inflate, in which you you cleanse and you knock everybody away. Oh wait, that stopped being his cleanse. Sorry, that was his cleanse like a week ago before you guys saw him.
Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be united.
I love this. I used Outwit just to show this off. This is his level 1 passive, which resets all of his cooldowns, because I wanted to inflate again and then I didn't do it. Because it's so friggin' almost adorable and cool. So Mr. Fantastic is pretty cool in that he's a melee guy with a ton of range. Not necessarily like the range keyword, but in that he has a lot of range to his hits, obviously. He's a little bit of props to Dalsium, of course, from Street Fighter 2, the classic video game stretcher. I can't really think of anybody, if you guys can think of anybody in video games who stretched before Dalsium, I'd be curious to know, like, who was a crazy stretch punchy guy before Dalsium. He was my guy, though. He's really hard to play, though. I found him. So one of his main mechanics is called Outwit, because Mr. Fantastic is basically the smartest guy ever. I actually don't remember if he's #1 in the Marvel Universe of the top, like, 8. But it refreshes the cooldowns of all the powers, and it's also a nice little passive, and which also synergizes with using cooldown powers. So his gadgets, originally it used to just refresh his gadgets, but then we expanded on that because he has some pretty other cool cooldown powers, like Inflate and Giant Punch, which is his, I'll just show it to you now. It's his big inflated fist of awesomeness, in which I will punch the heck out of Black Cat and destroy her face. And I take basics in the early game because it's really fun, because I like basics, and I like his basic a lot. So I'm gonna sock this guy with my freaking awesome boss killer and inflate to hit them away. So Mr. Fantastic, he's in. I wanted to show off his level 1 because, in my opinion, he actually has one of the more fun level 1s in the game. Just because everything about his animations, we worked for months on just getting his tech down, of making sure he can inflate, that it didn't break textures. We have to choose all of his costumes very carefully for that reason, because every costume we make has to be able to accommodate the fact that this guy can stretch a crazy amount. Later in his tree, I'll show you, he does crazy things. He turns into a ball, he does a corkscrew, and we have to make custom versions of every one of those every time we make a new costume. So obviously you can see why that would be prohibitive to having a more elaborate costume. Thankfully, he mostly has worn spandex throughout his whole career. We also have the Future Foundation costume, which I'll put on for fun. The pink costumes, which I love. So you got your Future Foundation from a couple years ago, and I do this, I don't even know I'm showing off his powers, it's out of pure force of habit. I love his fingers in this version. Just the white fingers seem even more awesome and crazy. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions about Mr. Fantastic, the early Mr. Fantastic, let me know. We're about to start our first giveaway in the chat, so keep an eye out for that if you're watching. If you don't have chat turned on, make sure to check it out. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully you get some cool free stuff. I love the Outwit little thing above his head. I'm so glad that we kept the name Outwit, and it's a very near and dear name to me. I got stunned. So yeah, I can't wait to get some of his gadgets. The next thing I'm going to get, I will show you one of his gadgets really quick. Sorry, Black Cat, I had to punch your face off. So he has the gravitation emitter. So something with Mr. Fantastic is that he kind of excels at being, like, mixing up what he does. A big thing with Outwit and why we expanded it to be for all powers is that we really want your Mr. Fantastic to be the quintessential Mr. Fantastic. In that he's not just stretchy guy, he's also insanely smart, which is the Outwit, so he can think of a plan at any time to figure out how to defeat something. And also the gadgets, like the gadgets are a big part of the character. He doesn't just run up to Fin Fang Foom and punch his face off, because that would be weird. He'll stretch, he'll try to do all of his different things with his abilities as he knows it, but if he needs to, he'll invent something like a gravitation emitter. And it doesn't work it doesn't always work, and that's a bug. That was humorous. So you get the gravitation emitter, you suck everybody in there, then you can do your big punch and inflate everybody and knock them away to keep yourself alive. What are his interactions with Invisible Woman? He has plenty of cool dialogue, and also his ultimate feature is Invisible Woman. That was from chat. So yeah, and we're going to have some pretty cool costumes rolling out for him. We have, I don't have it to show you guys today, but we have the red All New Marvel Now, the red and black costumes for all of the Fantastic Four. They're already done. We might do something special with those in the future, maybe a bundle or something fun. It looks like Doomsaw's here to spoil stuff. He says hi already. So let's... So, do you guys want to see some more of Mr. Fantastic, or should we mix it up and I'll spoil something? We'll go back to Mr. Fantastic. I'll show you guys a model sheet. Do you guys want to see some moves I can level up, and I can show you more crazy moves for Fantastic if you guys are curious about him? I'm going to get some elastic body, some big punching, and some more gravitation emitter. Is Xerix also here? Oh my goodness. Question. I'm not going to compete Doomsaw with Xerix's nightly streams because his streams are amazing. If you guys haven't, you guys should follow him in the Jungle Queen. They're so much fun. You guys want to spoil stuff? I had a feeling you would. I'm gonna do. Somebody requested a little bit of Midtown, so we're gonna do a little bit of Midtown. Then I'll start spoiling stuff. Then while I'm spoiling stuff, I will cheat and level up to a high level, so I can show you. So I can show people who aren't familiar. And I love that I just knocked that guy out who was just reading the paper. Poor guy. Is anybody else find it humorous, our random acts of violence against criminals occasionally before they even do anything bad in our game? Because I find it very humorous. So we're going to run around. I'm going to beat stuff up. I just used the wrong power. That's all good. He is so ridiculous. So the range is something I think is probably what really appeals to me with him and Ghost Rider as well, is that I really like melee characters. I like itemizing for melee. Melee's always been my play style in any RPG. But I also like to, get a little bit of reach on him. Somebody said I can use their account with Reed at 60. I'll cheat there. I'll get a level 60 Reed soon. I'll show you guys his ultimate and stuff. I'm very excited to show that off. I love his almost creepy dash. It's just so ridiculous. Our team, like I said, I mentioned slightly earlier, and I got distracted as I do. We spent months just on the tech for this guy, of just making sure that this guy would work properly. And Doomsaw's teased in the past that kind of stuff is also going to be useful for Venom, because Venom obviously has his big crazy tendrils. He's going to do fun stuff with his tentacles and his arms and expanding his hands into claws and stuff like that. We're using Eddie Brock Venom, so it's mostly that kind of the stuff that he would do. And I'm super excited to see what we do with him. We already have some cool designs, and I know that is going to be a huge favorite, as with Rogue, who I also discussed earlier, which are probably, I would say, probably our two most anticipated characters of the year, or among them, up there with Nightcrawler for sure. He's usually top 3 as far as fan requests go. Sorry, Hydra guys. Man, it feels so much fun, even at early levels. We're already singing Peter Dinklage in the chat. No, please no. I get it enough as it is with Doomsaw around. I will often just get IMs full of Peter Dinklage in the middle of the night. Somebody wants Agent Venom. I want Agent Venom too. That would be absolutely amazing. I have high hopes for Agent Venom, and Doomsaw and I have some cool plans, along with the rest of the design team, of course. I love reading chat about Mr. Fantastic. Somebody in chat said that if they had Mr. Fantastic's powers, they'd always be at least 8 feet tall. And I respect that. He's honest. Doomsaw just mentioned Sandman because somebody else brought it up. That is absolutely an awesome idea. Sandman would 100% be able to use the Mr. Fantastic tech and the stretching and the expanding. I'm really hopeful for Machine Man, even though he doesn't necessarily stretch, just because I think Machine Man would be amazing someday, and I love Next Wave. But hey, who am I to say what comes out? Dust would be awesome. The Hood as a playable villain. That first book, Blood from Stones, the BKV book, was so incredibly good. I'm so glad that people actually know who the Hood is now. It makes me very happy. Because at the time, he was just like nobody. In-Betweener. All the Elders of the Universe. Let's get all of them in here. I'd like to do something with Collector at some point, for sure. At the very least. And then maybe work into... I probably don't foresee the Runner being part of our game, or the Gardener. I can imagine being in the Gardener's Garden. And I don't really know what that would entail, besides just being an awesome old-school Starlin-esque reference. Multiple Man, somebody mentioned. I would love to see Multiple Man. Doomsaw always gets mad because I would prefer that the Necromancer was the Multiple Man-mancer. The Multiple Mancer, I guess, is the phrase. That needs to go on somebody's signature, the Multiple Mancers, instead of the Necromancer. Ryback Stun. I am absolutely a Hood fan. I think he's amazing. I feel like I wish he had even more cool powers in our game, and I hope that someday we can do him as a playable villain. I believe, if I recall, you come from the HeroClix community as well, so you will know that the 28-point Hood makes me very sad, because that is not the Hood. That is a paltry, I just found this cape and I have a gun version of the Hood.
I feel like a valence electron in a state of atomic excitation.
Stop teasing Necromancer and do it already. If I could, I would. But let's do some dupe wave. I think I'm going to focus on killing some stuff. I think I've had some fun using all these powers that I'm not putting points into. And oh my gosh, we're going to show off some more fun stuff though.
Ever cease to amaze me.
There's his cleanse. I forgot it became Elastic Body. That was clever. So the other cool thing that Mr. Fantastic can do is turn into a wheel and just ride around Midtown and turn. He kind of leans into his turns, dodging missiles, as you can see. Howard the Duck or Riot, absolutely. I think we recorded dialogue for Howard the Duck. That's a spoiler. You guys want me to beat up Dupe? I love Dupe. Can we get a playable Dupe, Doomsoft, please? Can you just tell everybody that we're doing a playable Dupe so that we're stuck doing it? Somebody said Silver Surfer as Golden Oldie. That is an enhanced costume pitch for the ages, in my opinion. So that if you guys don't know, the Golden Oldie was something during Editor's Assistant Month, where it was something in the 80s that they did, where it was basically that instead of the normal editors of Marvel Comics, it was the assistant editors, editing the books. So they did a bunch of funny stuff, and it was their excuse to get away with ridiculous things. Like I believe that's when Avengers went on a talk show and all kinds of ridiculous stuff. And Golden Oldie was the best thing out of there, in which Aunt May became a Herald of Galactus. And it might have been in What If still, but it was just like a really silly What If. Because at the time, and as with most What Ifs, they always just kind of end with everybody dying in a horrible way. And I don't know. I grew up really into What Ifs, and I loved on them, and I love all the cool versions of them. But the whole everybody probably dies at the end, it gets kind of sad. So we're going to go... Quicksilver, somebody mentioned. Playable Nutso the Squirrel, that would be amazing. Monkey Joe, too. I want just a group of squirrels as a playable that you only play as squirrels. That seems like a fine April Fool's surprise, where we say we're going to do it. I don't know why I instinctively pressed A. I think it's because I've been playing Taskmaster recently. And the way I have him do it. Oh yeah, double Reed Richards action. When is Lady Ghost Rider getting her proper bike? The art team definitely is working on. They definitely want to do. Ooh, triple attorney splinter. They definitely want to work on giving her the sweet. I don't know the proper. I almost said something that is not the proper term for that kind of bike. The sweet street bike, as opposed to the chopper. And so she's definitely getting it. I don't have a date right now or anything like that, but it's definitely Lord on the forums is our art director. And you can ask him about that because it's definitely on his list. He loves Ghost Rider. He's a huge Ghost Rider fan, so he wants to make sure that we do her we don't just service that character. Man, why do I always press A? It's shameful.
Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be.
Any chance for Polaris to be a playable character? Absolutely. Doomsaw has been a big proponent of that. So he will tell you yes. I just got a cosmic basic gadget. Sweet. I have no gear on this character, so that's fun. I always get so distracted during streams. I don't gear up. Nobody wants to watch me gear up. This guy has a sweet good name. I'm going to take it to the training room so that I can spoil some stuff and show some sweet pictures of new stuff, and I will explain why I took so long besides talking about Rogue with Doomsaw and others. Cosmic Dude did die. I made sure of that. Quicksilver team-up would be awesome. I can absolutely imagine his off-screen passives even, where he just runs by and hits you. It reminds me of the Ultimates, where he would always say, like, oh, if you watch the footage, you'll see that I actually saved you 5 times. Playable Aunt May coming soon, confirmed, absolutely. Playable Wasp may be on track for next year. Doomsaw definitely wants to do that. I agree with that. She's definitely going to be a team up this year, and we've already shown off her model. It's pretty sweet. Man, this is my jam. I love that we even got the grid mesh on the Future Foundation costume. And also, so with the Pro Pack, we have the inverted Future Foundation costume, which is going to be pretty sweet, where it's the black and white are obviously inverted. It looks pretty great. We have pictures of that on our website. I don't have any here right now that I can show you guys. Let us show you. All right, so I'm gonna. Is this giveaway? It looks like it's ending. If we, that's a good idea. Who's that? This is awesome. Ace, the space trucker. Ace is awesome. We will. It's unlikely we'll see Ace anytime soon, the trucker, but one day maybe we'll do a unique to reference him. It's a great reference. They brought him into Ghost Rider or something a few years back. Jason Aaron did, I believe. I mean, that was US 101 or whatever his name is. I love those ridiculous 70s trucker characters. All right, so let's show off some more stuff. I love this one. Used to be called Fantastic Hugs, thanks to Con Candy Cats. So Con Candy Cats is responsible for the general design and everything of coming up with all of these ridiculous powers, and of course the art team assisted in getting Reed into the spot where we could actually make him, and everybody involved did an awesome job on just making him so ridiculously fun and obscenely just silly in the coolest way possible. So we're gonna so we got Fantastic Hugs. It's a pretty standard yank action with a ridiculous get over here animation. So the shapes so far that we've shown off are stretchy arms, wheel, my favorite, the big wheel, the Fantastic Hugs, the really stretchy arms, and inflate. And there's more to come, so I'll show you guys that later. And of course the big scary dash, which I adore. So now that the giveaway is done, I'm going to start showing off some cool stuff. So what do you guys want to see? So first and foremost, I think I'm going to show you guys a new Taskmaster costume because I love Taskmaster. I think he's super fun. I think he has he needs a new costume for sure, and this one is going to be surprising, I think, because it's rather obscure. So the first and foremost costume we're going to show off today is Taskmaster from Age of Ultron. Taskmaster Age of Ultron was he was working as a mercenary, and he was working with Red Hulk, and he met a pretty not so good ending, but he did have this awesome little dragon backpack and a sweet mask, and he's got no cape, so it's a little more like Udon in that respect. He's got his shield still though, and he'll have his sword. I'm not sure which sword he'll have. It maybe the katana. Maybe the other one. I'd have to check the book. His little baton on his vest. This one is just ridiculous. I think the backpack perfectly offsets the super like tough guy, scary face mask and the combat armor. I think this design in general is a pretty cool evolving of the modern Taskmaster design of being like, hey, you know, he doesn't really have to be a guy in pirate boots and a giant cape, even though I love that. Because that is somewhat silly, and it's not as anime influence as the Udon one, which I believe is what we are, the Agent X one, Agency X. The backpack is it's I don't even know if most people pick up on it because he's only appears in a few pages in that book, but he's transferring something in the backpack, so it makes a pretty like one panel clear appearance. And when our team saw it, they were like, can we do that? Like, we have to do the backpack. So his arrows are in his backpack, and he pulls arrows out of his backpack, and it's amazing. So the next thing I will show is we're going to show off a new Jean Grey costume because we haven't had a Jean Grey costume in a little bit. So let's show that off, actually. Let's show off. This is a crazy, ridiculous one from the 90s. I'm super excited for this one. I'm curious to see what you guys think. This is, Doomsaw's teased this. This is Jean Grey, Age of Apocalypse. It is amazing. I love this thing so much. I am such a big fan of Age of Apocalypse. I think all 90s stuff is super amazing and ridiculous. Not all 90s stuff, that's not true. There's some not so great stuff. And so we wanted to do this one to also match, we're having Cyclops coming soon, Age of Apocalypse Cyclops, which we recently teased. And so I wanted to show you guys this, that she'll be coming in kind with a a partner basically. As far as somebody mentioned Jean Grey always being in Phoenix form, there's some stuff going on with her rework where you're going to be able to see her costumes. That's a big part of it. We're also doing the same for Emma Frost. That's part of her, not her rework because she's already had a level 52 design review, but we're going to create new versions of those costumes basically that include the diamond form being on just her skin, so you can see the cool stuff you have and that you're always wearing. And stuff. And I dig it. I'm pretty excited about this one. I think it is the ultimate level of like balance between 90s ridiculousness and coolness. So I hope you guys are excited. I am obviously pretty hype, as somebody said. So what's next? Should I keep spoiling stuff, or should I show some more? Should I spoil Reed and then spoil more stuff later? I feel like dragging it out is always a better way to go, because you guys get spoiled too quickly on spoilers. So I'm gonna let you guys decide. Should I spoil stuff now, or should I wait a bit? What do you guys think? In the meantime, I'm cheating my my Mr. Fantastic up to level 60, so I can show you guys his ultimate and stuff in the training room here, and then we'll take him to Midtown once I've. I guess I'm not gonna cheat for gear, but I can hang in Midtown. Alright, so it looks like we are going to spoil more stuff. Looks like the crowd has spoken. So we're going to show our next two team-ups, which are, well, not necessarily next to it. We're showing out our Guardians of the Galaxy team-ups, as they're going to appear in our game very soon, pretty near Star-Lord here.
I require assistance.
So we have Gamora and Drax. I am so stoked for these guys. As you can see, they come bearing much weaponry. So Gamora has the sword that she uses more recently with her pistol. I believe she also has an energy rifle because she doesn't mess around. And oh my gosh, this is so awesome and so ridiculous. I love Drax's great boots. I love all of our space boots in characters who look like they're wearing space boots. So yeah, these guys are going to be able to follow you around and kick some butt when you're playing a Star-Lord or Rocket Raccoon, and actually anybody. But that's going to be a fun team up for you guys. I'm going to spoil every single thing that I can, I promise you. So this is two team-ups. Somebody just asked. This is two separate team-ups. We just want to show them in one shot so you guys can see them next to each other. I wanted to show you guys Movie Star-Lord today, but he's not quite finished. He's almost there as far as approval goes. And he's going to be shipping at the end of, what month is this? July. As you guys know, or early August. I'm not sure which date he actually falls on because I don't have a calendar in front of me. But so Star-Lord movie costume, I'm going to get you guys a spoiler in the next stream for sure. Or hopefully maybe the next stream will be as Star-Lord in the movie costume. The movie costume is one of our most detailed costumes we've ever done. And he's going to look great along these guys, especially because he now wears the movie costume in comics alongside these versions of Gamora and Drax. Somebody said Drax looks a little small. It's just so he can fit in the frame. They're not to the same scale, obviously. Like he's way taller than Gamora. He is like 7 or 8. He's very tall in the game. We set him to be what he is in the comics, so he's quite tall. Movie Rocket Raccoon also coming. Movie Rocket Raccoon is one of our artists. Took longer than he's ever taken on a costume to make sure that he felt Rocket's fur was perfect. He did a completely new style of fur. He tried 4 different ways to make sure that Rocket's fur would look realistic and great in our game. So it's going to be something unlike you've ever seen before for our game, and hopefully you guys dig it. I love it. He has a new voice actor. He's enhanced. As you know, his design review is next up. And somebody just mentioned he gets a freaking mech. I don't have the mech image. It's not approved yet. But it is the one straight out of the comic. It has a missile launcher, has laser guns. It's going to be amazing. His ultimate is ridiculous. You're going to be able to stomp around as a giant mech. Somebody asked if the Guardians of the Galaxy's team-ups will be available for the same time as purchase as Star-Lord. It will be definitely in that window. It'll be right around there. They're not part of the team-up pack. They are separate. They're something we wanted to sneak in for Guardians of the Galaxy. But super excited. So what's next? I'm going to show you guys something that we showed that some of you probably have seen if you follow us on the forums a lot, which is what we showed at the Florida SuperCon. King Bacon and Cotton Candy Cats, our engineer and designer, one of which did a bunch of engineering for raids and all kinds of, and does hero and gameplay, and the other of which is our designer for Mr. Fantastic and a bunch of other heroes. So we're going to show off what they showed.
Imperative. Escape.
So we have Ultimate Thor, which is King Bacon's favorite look, which releases on Tuesday, I believe. It's already in the build. It's ready to be put in the store on Tuesday. I'm super excited for this one. His hammer is ridiculous. Captain Marvel, which is an enhanced costume from Miss Marvel. So it's our first female to male enhanced costume. He's going to have some pretty cool. We're doing some cool stuff with his VFX with the quantum bands and such, or the nega bands. Sorry, quantum bands are Quasar, I believe. And so he's going to be pretty awesome. He's got a full suite of VO and everything. He's going to have some special VFX for him, like I said, and especially with like 'cause the binary thing. He's not going to have his headlight on fire and such. And so that's going to be pretty amazing. Rogue 90s. I'm sure some people are very excited about Rogue 90s. This is obviously her most iconic look ever. This is the cartoon show, the Jim Lee comics Rogue. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in on it here because I already have the presentation set up, so I see people requesting more. So I'm super excited for these guys. This is a pretty good lineup so far. And then we have Earth X Thor, which is awesome. So in Earth X, Thor was turned into a woman, or was a woman, I forget. It's been 12 years. I'm pretty sure the story was that she was turned into a woman, perhaps by Loki, or that's a different universe in which Thor is a woman. I need to catch up on Earth X. We have so many costumes going in. So this is a full new voice actor. We just cast the voice actress, and their lines were recorded this week. We're hoping to release this one alongside the Thor level 52 review because it's got a ways to go. Enhanced costumes take quite a bit. This is just the first part of it. The voice is next, and then the voice has a couple of weeks of work with the voice, of course. So pretty excited for that one. This is another one of the most detailed models in our game, along with Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon. And you can't see it as well here, but she has some really great detail on her cloth. The Dink did a pretty amazing job on these guys and girls, as it were. So let's see what else we've got. I believe we have. Do we have any more spoilers for you guys? I believe we just ran through all of the spoilers. All spoiled. We're spoiled. I spoiled you guys. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed that, though. So if there's anything else you guys want to see one more time, I can go back through. So we have. Let's do a one through. We have Taskmaster, Age of Ultron, which is ridiculous and super bright colored and different. Well, I guess the other Taskmaster is pretty bright as well with the cape. We have Jean Grey, Age of Apocalypse, also super bright color. We're getting a little brighter in this stream today. We have Gamora and Drax team ups coming to you sooner than you guys think. Obviously, we have. The Florida SuperCon, Ultimate Thor, Captain Marvel, Rogue. A lot of you guys have already seen these guys. I just want to show them off for those who haven't. And then, as you guys know, we have a little graphic just to let you guys, for anybody who's not familiar, because I'm about to show more of his awesomeness. We got a little Mr. Fantastic action. Just rocking it with the stretchy hands. I love it so much. It's so ridiculous and glorious. And speaking of which, I'm going to show more of that off. Oh. Let's show off more Mr. Fantastic. Do something. You guys need more spoilers? I don't have any more images today. I had to delay the stream as it is just to get you those spoilers. So I wanted to make sure we had enough images. We haven't had as many lately. No Magneto yet. No, there's no Magneto yet. He's going to have some sweet powers, though. As far as his costume hasn't been made yet, his alt costume. One of his costumes is, of course, going to be the red and the purple. And it hasn't been decided which is the default and which is the villain. That's a conversation that happens internally and with Marvel and such. So I can't spoil that. As far as Venom, the only thing there is to know about Venom is that it's Eddie Brock. And that he's going to have some really great craziness with his teeth and claws and growing and shrinking and stretching. I'm super excited for him. People always ask about Agent Venom. We have plans for Agent Venom, so that's definitely a tease. But we've already given you guys. Cyclops review, somebody mentioned earlier. Cyclops review. The plan right now is to make sure he gets true beams, that he becomes a beam man. a true, like, no more projectiles, more traditional beams. Juggernaut release in the last 3 months of the year is when all the villains are going to be coming, along with some cool stuff. So let us show you what else Reed can do. Reed can also stretch.
Feeling some residual mutations.
As you know, he's got the big fist punches. This is my favorite power in the game. We got the rapid punches.
A catalytic converter store.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna just go punch the crap out of some training dummies. This hits 4 times a second just because it's so ridiculously fast and stretchy. What else do we have? I just want to do this again and again and again forever. So yeah, since he is so ridiculous, so as I was saying earlier with the costumes that we have to be careful about which ones we do, we have to be very mindful of his animations, is that everything he does is reflected in all of his VFX. So every time we make a new costume, we have to add all those little arms and fists in, which is fine, obviously. This is his super stomp, where he jumps up and comes out with giant inflatable feet. So if you a quick AoE clear with a cooldown, boom. The Twister, get a nice build-up charge. Oh no, this is not this is the Whirlwind. So you run into a room and you say, I'm gonna punch everything in this room. And you spin to win. It is so absurd. I love his giant fists. The artist did such a fun job inflating everything about him. What do we got here? Corkscrew punch. This is the one. All of our names shifted around. This is the charge up and spin. This is ridiculous. Contorting his body into some of these shapes has been so awesome to see the animators figure out and what we can do with him and why we had to make the new tech for him, because he gets into some weird, like you can actually see it twisting like a thing of silly putty, and the way his feet pose are so cool. You can summon Herbie, a little Herbie assistant. I love this power. He comes out and he gives you a defensive shield and he heals people, which is awesome. He heals your allies too, which is like he'll go and say, "Oh, my buddy's hurt." He can also he'll run over to him and heal him up. He stuns people, which is what you just saw there. He'll also stun enemies if no allies need healing. You have the Positron Emitter, which is something I will need to use Outwit for. Or I lost my Outwit. So you requires 3 stacks of Outwit to activate. So. And you can use that giant, amazing laser gun, which is beautiful. It's based on the, I believe the artist based it on the recent all-new Marvel Now, where they fight Think Think Boom, and he pulls out a ridiculous ray gun. You have the hyperstatic inducer, which is just a thrown AoE, which does some good shocking goodness. So you got the stun, of course, if you want to stop a group of mobs and then punch the hell out of them with your rapid punches. Somebody's demanding my beard comes back. It's like kind of there. He has these field arrays, which are really cool. The fields, which one is basically defense, one is offense, and you can kind of customize them in that way. But the signature and the ultimate is what I've been saving for last on purpose. So Mr. Fantastic, lots of cool stretching, some cool gadgets, but my favorite, the 2 best things in his kit, obviously, visually speaking, we're just speaking about visuals. Plenty of people saying like, oh, this is weak, this is not strong enough. We're always going to be tuning, we're always going to be tweaking. If you feel he's not strong enough, just let us know, give us your feedback. James made a thread this morning. We're happy to hear it. We'll take a look at all of his numbers, make sure he's awesome. But I'm just going to I'm here to show you guys how awesome he is visually and how much work and awesome it showed, how much work we put into him and how it paid off, in my opinion. So we're gonna do some bouncing action. So we're gonna turn into a ridiculous rubber ball for his signature, and it replaces everything on your bar with a slam, and you get to do it up to 5 times if you do it fast enough. And he goes into cooldown. It does some pretty big damage. I have no gear or anything right now. And you ignore some damage. 20% you get a damage shield right now. People obviously are giving feedback that they'd like to see a little higher, so we're going to check it out this weekend. No worries. But yeah, that is so much fun to use. I love bouncing into a room and just destroying everything. So we can also show off Fantastic Four. So let's bring everybody in here. So this is his ultimate, in which Human Torch comes down, rains fire on everything. The Thing grabs Mr. Fantastic, in which he becomes a hammer. You destroy everything. They fly away in the Fantastic car, and on the way by, Sue hits you with a force field and gives you a little bit of defense for a bit. This is one of my favorite ultimates in the game. When we first were going through all of his ultimates, we were trying to think of really crazy shapes it could be, and we realized that, like, for a character who's such an iconic leader like Mr. Fantastic, we had to give him something akin to what we did for Captain America, where his power represents the team he's on. Like, he's a big part of Captain America is the Avengers, and a big part of Mr. Fantastic is obviously the Fantastic Four. So we wanted something that really showcased all of them at once and how him as a team leader can be used in that. So we made him a hammer, and it's ridiculous. I love it. Somebody just PM'd me and asked for a Captain Marvel store date. I'm not sure. I believe he's next month. I believe Captain Marvel is currently slated for August, sometime in August. Our enhanced costumes are usually once a month, and we try to give, because they have a lot of work that goes into getting all the voice stuff ready, because it's just as much work as a playable hero for them. So they usually get finished over the course of about 2 months or so. Somebody mentioned Cyclops getting an X-Men version of that. That'd be pretty cool, like the original 5 X-Men coming in, like ice sliding by, doing all the ridiculous stuff. Maybe Angel flies by, something crazy like that. Somebody just asked, Two Nut Chuck just asked what his Slot 5 unique field-ready computation device means. The field-ready computation device is the Slot 5. Huh? I thought that would be the slot. I'm confused. I got confused by that. That is his fancy name for a computer. The flavor text has a little joke about that, where Reed Richards the Thing just says, like, why don't you just call it a laptop or something to that effect. Mr. Fantastic gadgets always end up being just having ridiculous names as designed. His Slot 5, all the gadgets all get fun, like, ridiculous different names when they're on the floor, and they all have different drop models too, just like we did for Punisher, which we are going to fix because his guns do not match the names of his drop models, which bugs the heck out of me. So let's see what else. When are we getting AOA Nightcrawler? That'd be awesome. The next Nightcrawler we have planned is pretty cool. It's pretty different. We're doing, I think I can spoil this one. We're going to be doing House of M Nightcrawler next. I can spoil, basically any costume that is actually in the pipeline. So House of M Nightcrawler, if you haven't seen it, has the all white and black with a little ponytail and the shin guards and stuff. And we haven't done any House of M's yet, so I think it's a good time to finally get that out there and start doing that, the whole theme. I think it's a fun theme for us to do because it's super different. I'm going to bounce again because this is my favorite thing. Moon Knight, Mr. Knight suit, not yet. Next Moon Knight is Earth X. I spoiled that on Brevik's stream the other night. So it's his like little mummy man costume. I called him a mummy man. That's very diminutive of poor Moon Knight, but it's ridiculous. He's wearing sweet tattered bandages and stuff. The Mr. Knight suit is definitely something I want to do. We'll have to do an override for when he hangs onto the or when he glides. We might make it that he hangs onto the ladder for his flight power, because obviously he can't glide in a 3-piece suit. Will She-Hulk be a complete character or a new skin for the Hulk? She'll definitely be a complete character. She fights very differently. She's going to be a team up this year though, so that's exciting. I want to build my Fantastic and go play him, but I might not have time to do that. So I might just answer questions for a little bit and mess around. Symbiote Wolverine. Now, where did you hear about a Symbiote Wolverine, I wonder? That would be really cool. Squirrel Girl needs a new costume. I agree. We're gonna dig for one. She doesn't have too many. There's still her original costume, which we've never done because it's really creepy. So we haven't done that one yet. But I definitely agree that Squirrel Girl needs a new costume. It's been quite a while since she's had one. And she deserves some love. Boop, 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 boop. Let's do this one.
I think I'm feeling some residual mutations.
I'm just gonna go roll out and kill some stuff as a totally unbuilt Mr. Fantastic. The Ditko style Squirrel Girl, yes, that would be the one with the horrifying death eyes that look like they're staring into your very soul. Let's see if this build is actually viable for Midtown. Midtown's not exactly the hardest. I just want to bounce around. Is somebody just PM me? Is Hank Pym a possibility? You bet he is. We have some cool plans for him. Will he be, will Magneto be wearing white after Labor Day? The chances of him wearing white after Labor Day are very good for his costume. We have plans for the Marvel Now white costume, which is super amazing. We also have plans for the black one, so worry not, everybody. There was Doomsaw had people PM me which one they liked better, but the answer is that we're going to do both at some point. It just depends which one we do first. It's a fairly good guess that the first costume we do for Mr. Fantastic or for Magneto will be one of the Marvel Now ones, where he is a good guy. He is a good guy, but it's kind of weird because he's a terrorist on the run. Will there be a Guardians of the Galaxy pack in August? Somebody just PM'd me. The answer is the chances are very good that is something we will want to do. I'm just going to roll around Midtown while I answer you guys' questions. Because we're near the end of the stream, so I'm just going to Q&A for a bit since I've already kind of said a bunch of ridiculous stuff. Real near stream death due to being undergeared. Yep, that's coming. Look how little health I have. I'm just going to see if I can peacefully run around Midtown and not be defeated. That cosmic invuln shield is going to save my life, I have a feeling. I mean, I can roll away if things get really hairy. What else do we got? More questions, please. Throw questions at me. I have so many skill points that I'm not using, and it's sad. Somebody just asked me about Ultimate Universe one-shots. Maybe not Ultimate Universe one-shots anytime soon. We definitely have plans for more one-shots. A question about when our achievements due just got PM'd to me. You guys can also PM me in-game because I can definitely see that on the screen. Achievements are due. Doomsaw can answer that better. I believe they're due we're hoping to have them out by the end of this month to be final and exciting. Or maybe sooner, maybe later. Obviously that stuff's never finalized until it's ready. Mayhem, Doomsaw just said, I'm going to repeat it for those not watching chat, that Mayhem is working on some Ghost Rider changes. And yeah, we went through a doc recently and he went through them all. I'm not sure when those will be launching, in probably 1 to 2 weeks if we feel pretty strong. We feel pretty strongly about getting Ghost Rider a nice little update. It's been a while, and the game's changed a lot, even though he only was released in December, which speaks to how fast our iteration is. What else do we have? Anything on Thor or Hulk's review? I can tell you something about Thor's review is that King Bacon won't stop bugging us about. No, I'm just kidding. Both of those are planned to be coming up pretty soon. I just went through a meeting talking about the scheduling for the next few months. I don't have firm dates on anything, it was about the scheduling, not to say that any of it's finished. But we're hoping to do those pretty close together, both Hulk and Thor. Obviously getting the old school Avengers in a great place as soon as possible is important to us. Next up on the list, so Rocket Raccoon is coming up soon, and I am so happy that I can talk to you guys while hand-springing through Midtown Manhattan. Somebody just, and to Britain who just PM'd me, yes, Hank Pym, I said, will almost definitely be playable at some point soon. Soon is relative, right? So Hulk and Thor, the things, obviously, we want to make them way more fun, way more viable, cool new moves, make sure that they just feel great and that everybody should be able to enjoy them. There's some good builds for them currently out there, but they're pretty specific, and we want to open that up pretty widely and make sure that they just have a more cohesive kit. They have some of our older designs. They're still fun to play, but they're not as strong as they could be. So we're definitely going to move towards that. When's Brooklyn Patrol and Bronx Zoo? Brooklyn Patrol, as Doomsaw just said, is in the final 10 weeks of the design pipeline, so it's really shaping up. We have some other cool modes coming as well this year. Bronx Zoo we just discussed, and I don't think we have a final date for. Doomsaw might have an estimate, though. How about Hawkeye? Hawkeye would be amazing. We're trying to get Hawkeye in the pipeline, which would be his Hawkeye's casual wear from the Matt Fraction series. I'm gonna bounce. I wonder if anybody has a catchphrase for Mr. Fantastic yet, where they say "Let's bounce." I'm sorry, that was terrible. People are asking about Stark Tech. Yep, we're Stark Tech, as we've talked about before. The name of Stark Tech is changing from the design that you guys are aware of, but it's still coming. We have some pretty cool plans for it. There's been a lot of meetings for that lately. That's coming up very soon. Thing is on the schedule in the middle of the pack of reviews. Doomsaw said, just repeating it for people just watching, not reading the chat. The Thing review I'm actually really excited about. We have some pretty fun ideas to make him feel like just a true brawler. One of my big things, I really wanted to hit somebody with a light pole. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but I think it would be amazing if he hits people with a light pole. And I always forget what key my medkit is on this computer. Is Beast going to become a playable hero or not? Beast is absolutely going to be a playable hero. That one's for all the Beast fans out there. He will definitely be playable. I love just making a mess in here. Thing needs light pole. We're gonna have a new campaign on the forums. It's gonna be called "Let Thing Hit People with Light Poles." That's it. Just yes or no. What else? Pizza Dog. I would love to do Pizza Dog. Dark Beast enhanced costume would be amazing. What else can I spoil that is not related to?
Sorry, Miss Frost.
New release dates. Doomsaw, help me out here. What can I spoil? I don't know if he's listening or just reading chat. What should we spoil? We just had so many fun meetings this week with so much cool stuff. Can we... Jean Grey spoilers. Jean Grey, Doomsaw just said, for Jean Grey fans, that of her 52 review, we're going to be giving more details next month. Probably middle of the month is when we'll be ready to give the final details once Marvel's had a look at them and everything. Because as with any new character, we always have to show off. We always have to show off the new reviews to Marvel and let them see everything that we're changing about the character, because it's still a character. We're still changing character. Star-Lord, I can spoil stuff about though. So he's coming up right now. There was a little spoiler recently about him. He's going to be pretty awesome with his element gun. Is something I'm really excited for, in which his element gun has different categories of element powers. So I believe it's technically fire, water, earth, and air. And they all have different powers that kind of branch out, and they have different synergies with each other. I'm super excited about that. He can call in his ship, basically, or Manila, I guess, if you're Milano, if you're wearing the movie costume, and that will do all kinds of cool bombing runs and give you radar and stuff like that. He's going to have his Cosmic Outlaw stuff, which is the more classic Guardians of the Galaxy, dual machine guns. David Brevik is staring at me, and I feel very creeped out. And grenades and stuff like that. So I'm excited for that. And David Brevik looks like he's entering. Hi, David.
I've got nothing.
You've got nothing? You got nothing to spoil? Would you like to come sit down and talk about anything?
I don't have any spoilers.
I don't either. I'm tapped.
I
Look at everything I showed. We're going to go through it again. I showed off Taskmaster Age of Ultron.
I know.
He's awesome.
He looks great.
You like the backpack?
I do. I love the backpack.
It's my favorite. It's so funny. Jean Grey Age of Apocalypse, which is the most ridiculous 90s things ever, but it's great. What was this one? This is the Florida SuperCon. Everything they showed off in Florida.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite from this one? I think mine is 90s Rogue, even though I love Captain Marvel. Just because I love 90s Rogue.
God, there's just...
or classic.
Honestly,
yeah,
all four of those, there's not a bad one.
That's not a bad one. I agree. I think
they're all really,
this is
really
like
good.
One of the best batches of things we've shown in a while.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did we have here? Gamora and Drax.
Yeah.
The two rude crew of slashing and shooting stuff. Although I don't know if Drax has guns. I think he's mostly melee. We were gonna give him a big axe, but we were like, let's stick to the sweet knife action.
Indeed.
And then last and not least, oh no, that is
That was the last.
That was the last one.
I don't know if it's
It's
least,
not
but it was the
It has
last.
two, well, it's the least, and that the other one had 4, and this is only 2.
Okay. Sounds
So
good.
we are showing off. So let's do. So I've been just dancing around here. I've been kind of biding my time with Mr. Fantastic because I haven't had time to gear up, so I couldn't do real content because we were stuck.
Understandable.
I was in a road meeting that I can't talk about.
You jumped to the end. Is that what you?
Yeah, I did.
So-
I did a fun jump to. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He falls down. Oh, that makes my
That's
life.
pretty funny.
Science always triumphs.
So yeah, I jumped to the end. So Dave joined us. It looks like Doomsaw is ruining chat for everybody with all kinds of spoilers.
No Iceman spoilers until December.
He's not designed yet. I'm gonna spoil something about Iceman. He's gonna shoot some ice and he's gonna slide.
Oh!
2.
Both.
I bet he will have an ice beam. Ice beam. Sorry, that's 3 spoilers now. Storm's enhanced costume. We should do an enhanced costume for Storm. She's kind of hard to pick one for. Mr. Fantastic is drunk on the job.
We've done quite a
Over.
few Storm costumes.
Yeah, we have a new one in the pipe. I don't recall off the top of my head what it is to spoil. We have so many costumes coming through. Like there was
lose track all the time.
there was a backlog. It was funny. Like I think it was last night, 2 nights ago. You had a stream where you're like, oh man, like I've forgotten we have so many coming through, and it's we had like a thing of like over 20 costumes were in the approval queue at once.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh yeah, we did that. Like, wow, that was done like over 2 months ago. Just because we were trying to get everything with the anniversary out. We have all these new characters always coming through, and they've been taking a lot of priority. So it was so awesome to just be like, now that we're getting there with
I don't want to
having
seem
like
hyperbolic. You're few
a glutton
birds
of
each
like,
other
hey,
in
let's spoil that. Like, hey, let's spoil
Yeah.
that. And now Star-Lord, have you tried out? Have you seen? Let's talk about Rocket for a second. Have you gotten any chance to see Rocket a little closer lately? With his design? He's a little more finalized now.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting close. It's coming along nicely. And of course, we haven't shown because it's not finally approved. But the mech is looking really sweet.
So good.
It's gonna be so awesome.
So
And,
the picture that they rendered to show the mech was him in his little business his office attire outfit, and he's just in there like looking really serious in a giant mech. It's
fun.
It's like the cutest and coolest thing ever.
It's great.
The modeler who made both of those things, Clint, as he's been on the stream once before, hates the word cute.
Oh,
So
really?
It's been really
so
interesting.
you've been trying.
I've been trying
just
to
put
like
it in
not
there
call
on
it
every
cute.
one of his.
Yeah, of course.
Every one of his designs.
Well, you know, when you work on a little raccoon man in a business attire with a cute little tie.
Well, what's the result?
It's cute.
Cute.
But also tough. I saw an animator posing him with one of his giant guns today.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a big gun. I think it was one of his signature guns. And I was like, oh, that's going to be good. So I got very excited. Yes,
I'm
Leo
really
Wild's
excited.
here. Leo Wild, the Thanos Buster.
Leo.
You're absolutely right. Any news on Omega abilities? We're going to be working on mutation pretty soon. I just saw a document
That's
where
right.
it was like Doomsaw and Ryan
the
are
new tab, you mean,
working
yeah.
on the new tab. So that's
Yeah.
going to be mutation is going to be coming at some point in the future. Who knows when that actually? I don't know when that actually is. I'd have to look at like calendars and fancy stuff like that. So we're definitely going to have a new.
That calendar flips every day. It feels like.
Yeah, we had a meeting today about flipping the calendar that somebody made yesterday. And it was like, oh, on Monday we'll have to have a meeting to make sure that before we send this to everyone that we can flip it again. It's like, oh, so if you guys ever think I'm dodging you guys too much about release dates, it's because
They change.
I've learned my lesson with giving release dates, and I've learned that it's best not to give them, and to say like, oh, like 2 to 3 months, like maybe is the closest I'll give, and then Doomsaw's the one who always gets in trouble for that.
Spoiler Saw will say things and commit to dates.
And it's like, oh, that was on
Good luck
him.
with that.
I didn't say that. That wasn't Gazillion. No, I'm just kidding. Just throw Doomsaw under the bus here. He must not be listening to us because he would know that we are teasing the hell out of him. So if you guys have any questions for Brevik while he joins us,
Doomsaw just said Nova by October.
Nova by October.
That's actually true.
We just talked about Nova a lot.
Yep.
I'm so excited. I wish you were in the Rogue meeting. I don't know if you've seen any of that ridiculousness. But you get all the design stuff as far as all the folders that go around of crazy stuff. But Rogue is pretty crazy. We just had a pretty long meeting, which is why I don't have a geared up Mr. Fantastic, and I'm very shameful. Just I don't know if you saw, I was handspringing throughout Midtown just to see.
I know, I was watching the stream.
And that's probably why he came over, because he was like, "Oh, this guy needs help." He's literally handspringing through Midtown.
If you needed help, I would have come in early. You didn't need any help at all.
I think I'm going to start my own personal stream of just handspringing through Midtown.
Hey,
that's it.
To each his own.
How long can he go as a naked level 60 Mr. Fantastic in Midtown? It's just handspringing, maybe bouncing occasionally. What else? What do we have? What can we spoil that is? I really wanted to spoil something, but I can't. There's nothing there's nothing new to spoil.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
I'm sorry, guys. If you guys, last night I was thinking at like 3 a.m. when I was trying to fix my router, that I'm gonna make a new thread on the forums about what villains players want to see.
Oh, what villains to fight in the game?
To fight in the game, like new bosses. So if you guys start throwing stuff at us now,
that's a good idea.
Like I think Doomsaw did it once, like 8 months ago. But
time to refresh.
It's time for a refresh. It's now that kind of stuff falls under the purview of like story stuff now, which I'm working with. So I'm excited to see what people want to see and who can work in. We get a lot of obviously requests for X-Men villains. Those are easy. Like everybody wants Apocalypse.
Right.
But I'd like to see if we can get anybody else like.
No, I
awesome
think that's a great idea.
Who do you want to see? Who do you like? What villain? Since day one.
God.
Mine is Ultron, and I think it's a pretty good bet.
We're
probably gonna work him in somehow.
Exactly. I don't know. Gee, when would we do that?
I just made the worst face at the camera, so I hope somebody captures the screenshot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna get blown up.
Yeah, that's gonna be somebody's gift of that terrible face I just made. Carnage. Carnage is a really good one.
Carnage is good.
We could definitely work Carnage in there.
Absolutely. Red Skull.
Red Skull, absolutely. I saw Doomsaw talking about Red Skull earlier, of course. Already. He's already talking about Red Skull. It's like he walks 5 feet out of a conversation and it's already spoiled.
Anyway,
which I appreciate.
There's a lot of we're going to be working on adding quite a few.
Yeah, I think slipping in fan favors as much as possible is super important.
Right. We've talked about some of the new villains from Bronx Zoo stuff, have we?
Yeah, they've definitely been spoiled, I think all 3.
Okay.
So yes, Craven,
all right, well,
Craven, Mr. Hyde, Lizard.
Yes.
And the mobs there are the best part, though.
Yeah, the mobs are crazy. They're hilarious.
The awesome. Giraffe with a cobra's head is like the stuff of actual nightmares. Like it's awesome. Yes. Some people, Longshot's not a villain. Somebody must have asked a different question. Baron Strucker, that would be awesome. More Hydra stuff in general. That I want to do more with that kind of stuff. You mentioned Red Skull earlier. I think Baron Strucker with the Satan Claw.
Yeah.
As you know, he spoiler. He was in Captain America a little bit. He appears at the end. With his sweet monocle.
Right.
I love that they gave him they kept the monocle. I feel like only Marvel can pull this crap off. Like actually keeping a monocle on a character in 2014.
It's a bold statement.
It's a very bold statement.
I can't remember the last time I actually seen anybody with a real monocle. Like not as a
outside
joke.
of like comedic. Yeah. Like
walking
being
around.
Ironic or being comedic.
I mean, I'm not even sure what good it would do. Why would?
I don't know.
There's a limited audience for a monocle.
I never really truly understood the purpose of a monocle because I would just wear glasses, like something that looks snazzy.
Anyway.
Can you get a monocle and wear it with your bow tie? Can that be the next
Absolutely.
stream? David Bradford
actually, a monocle works for me, but that's because I'm blind in one eye. Then I only need glasses on one side.
You should wear a monocle. This is the best. We're taking Cow King Brevik and we're giving him a monocle. Somebody said Mysterio, 100% Mysterio. Mysterio one shot is something that I'm still trying to float with everybody. Like, come on, Mysterio. But yes, Cow King monocle. That is the new thing. Mephisto is a raid boss. Mephisto would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Blackheart and Mephisto and all the demons, or
That's
not
good.
demons. So I'm gonna make a thread. You guys should post your favorite images of those characters too, because obviously there's 100 million iterations. TJ and Ajax, that's a classic Joe Kelly Deadpool reference. Finally got hero clicks of TJ. I was super excited. T-Ray. No, that was T-Ray. TJ is something totally different. T-Ray. You didn't say TJ. You said T-Ray. The guy with the Band-Aid. Marrow. Dracula. That would be awesome for when we do Blade, like a vampire one-shot.
Yeah.
That's something. The Cow King monocle unique. That is a new villain. You have to fight a monocle, and it reflects the sun at you in laser form. So yeah, I think it's safe to say there are a ton of Marvel villains that we haven't used, and we should mine the community's favorites.
We will. Thread underway.
Made. It's already made. Somebody's probably already made it. Forbush Man is my favorite ever. That used to be my Twitter name. Fun fact.
Really?
Forbush Man. He's a guy with a pot on his head.
Yeah.
And he wears like a union suit, like the old underwear, the old thermal underwear, like full body underwear, and boots. And
that's quite a look.
And a towel. And I'm gonna make that my Halloween costume.
All right, good. I've worked on my Halloween costume
already.
I know what it is going to be. It's going to be awesome too. I'm winning this bad boy.
Does it have a monocle?
It does now.
So I'm gonna be Forbush Man. I hear there's a rumor that Cosmic Cupcake wants to be Galacta, the daughter of Galactus.
Okay,
which would be awesome.
That would be good.
So Doomsaw has to top his I'm Not Daredevil. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm just saying that people shouldn't even really bother.
Oh, this year? We should just give up?
Yeah, because before it's even started. Bold statements.
I just give up. I quit.
Of course, I can't really participate, but I'll
Why
participate.
Not? You can participate.
I don't want to win. I mean, that.
But you have to actually participate still.
Okay, I'll participate, but I will be ineligible.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
So last year, the best costume, in my opinion, I don't remember who won, but in my opinion, the best costume last year was that our studio director dressed as Dave.
Yes.
He had the same shirt. He dyed his hair. He wore the glasses. He copied a bunch of his mannerisms and said humorous stuff, and it was the greatest. That was my favorite. Because every time I saw him, I just had to laugh. He would even walk like you. Like it was like method acting.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
you worked with him for a long time, so I can see why he got it down.
Yes.
I'm sure somebody's going to be Doomsaw this year.
That's probably high on the list.
That's probably high on the list. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So now that we're done talking about Halloween for some reason, we can probably...
Great stream. Well, costumes, Comic-Con coming up. Oh, we're going to be at Comic-Con.
This guy's going to Comic-Con.
I'm going to Comic-Con.
Maybe
talking on maybe one or two things.
Maybe one or two things. If you guys are going to San Diego, I believe we're going to New York maybe as well.
Yes, we're going to go to New York.
I'm personally going to New York for fun, so
I'm going to Gamescom.
So I'll be at Gamescom. That's really far away. I'm never going there. Like flying is cool, but there's a limit.
I'm sure we're going to go to PAX in some capacity.
So. Oh yeah, which PAX? There's some. There's like
one
four now.
Yeah, no, the one in the beginning of September.
Is that
End
PAX?
of August, beginning of September. It's PAX. PAX
Prime.
up in Seattle.
Prime, not the good one, the original one. I went to East last year. That was awesome. We're going
East was in Boston. That's in the spring though.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, we missed that one this year, but
I remember
that's
one
a good
year
con.
we went and it was like snowing, so that's why I remember.
Yeah, we went sometime around when the game launched.
They all
eons ago. Yes, I was here. That was awesome. So yeah, he'll be at Gamescom. So if you guys are in Europe and you're going to Gamescom, you should track him down and give him a monocle. And then SCCC he's going to be at. I'm not going to be at, which is sad. What else is there? Is there any other cons this year that we're doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we are, but I can't think of any.
We'll keep you guys updated. I always like to try to keep you guys in the loop where we're going. There's always little ones that we might get invited to, not little, smaller ones, I should say. So we did Florida SuperCon, which was cool. I think that was awesome. Yeah. And then a lot of us always just appear as fans at random cons, so you may see us there. PAX Australia, somebody mentioned. I forgot. That's the new one, right?
Yeah. We're actually thinking about going to that.
Doomsaw just mentioned that. He should go. Doomsaw can be in the land down under meeting the Australian.
I'm going to New Zealand to the Game Developers Conference to give a speech
awesome.
there.
That's really cool.
In September.
Are you gonna explore?
I'm gonna go for maybe a couple extra days, but not very long.
You have to go.
It's a long ways to go for
just
2 days.
I agree. It's one of those if you're there, it's definitely a win in Rome kind of thing. But yeah, playable Mystique, that would be awesome. Mystique, I have a plan for Mystique. I'm gonna pitch.
All right.
We have a plan for Mystique.
Great.
So thank you guys for joining us. I'm sorry that even though I could have 5 or 6 things to spoil, it's not enough. I understand.
Yes.
Every day when I get into the office, there's a folder on our network drive that has all the newest finished costumes first place I'd go. It's like every day. I want the spoilers too. I'm like, oh, what finished? Like I help make the list of what we're making, and I still get excited when it's done. We just announced. I'll have one more spoiler, although it was already announced on the forums. But hey, you know the forums aren't everything. Is that the next Psylocke costume we're working on is Lady Mandarin, which is awesome.
Oh.
So it's the huge headpiece and the armor and the cool cape on one side. The Dink is just finishing that. Apparently our beards rule all, so that's cool.
Oh, well, thank
We're
you.
the beard crew. We got to get every other beard in here. We should have a whole stream of just people with beards. It's like a rotation. In the office. I can't join. You have people with fake beards?
There are, sure. I'm trying to think. There are quite a few people actually that have beards in the office. So
We'll have a stand-in beard so that people who can't grow beards can join. I was playing. I played Munchkin recently, and there's a fake beard card that lets you be a dwarf.
I've seen that.
And
card.
And two of my friends had formed a dwarf alliance, and then this other person got a fake beard, and they were like, "Oh no, you're not allowed. We see right through that." It was the fake allegiances that happen in Munchkin are the best kind. All right, so now we're totally done.
All right, we've got and
Blade, definitely totally Blade. Good idea. So yes,
that's it. End of stream.
I think that's the end of the stream. I feel like we should start doing.
I'm doing my stream tonight.
Are you gonna stream tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna raid, and it's the
raiding.
Djinn and myself and Lone Wolf Shepherd are all gonna be streaming all at the same time.
So you're doing like the crazy like spider webbing
thing,
bridge connection stream.
So,
I don't know why I said bridge connection. Obviously, I was dealing with
the
router. All right, thank you very much for joining. Hulk Bunny would be awesome. That is a Spider-Ham verse character. It's kind of disturbing looking, but it's awesome.
Nice.
I'm going to end the stream really quickly as a brutal hang-up kind of stream thing because goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for joining.